What's up guys, JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 6 in my 4th annual 31 Days of Horror. This is a series in which I watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October. Continuing along with the Universal Monsters box set, we have 1935's Werewolf of London. This is the first Universal Monsters film in the box set that follows werewolves. We follow a doctor who is on an expedition to Tibet in which he is in search for a rare flower. There he gets attacked and mauled by a wild animal, which we know is a werewolf. He then comes back to London, in which he runs into the very thing that attacked him, now in the presence of a man. The man explains to him about the werewolf problem and what's going to happen to him, as well as explain to him how he can avoid killing those he loves around him. Of course, the doctor is very skeptical at first, but when he begins to have nightly transformations in front of a full moon, he quickly believes him. Honestly, I watched this film twice because the first time I really couldn't get into it and I didn't give it a fair shake. The second time I watched it, I was into it a little bit more, but I still didn't really care for it that much. I found this one to be very slow. I didn't really care for the look of the werewolf itself. It is very man-like. It's more man-like than most werewolves. It's just a hairy guy, basically. There are a few different prosthetics that kind of puff out the brow line and things like that, but it just, I didn't find it very threatening. And overall, I just really didn't care for the story that much. I think that there was some decent setting and atmosphere and stuff like that, but it just was a little bland to me. I think the main problem for me was just that it was boring. I couldn't get into it. I really didn't care or like the characters. I didn't feel for him turning into the werewolf. And like I said, he wasn't threatening. I think that since we was following him as a character, I wish that the transformations would have looked like they took a little bit more out of him, or seen a better performance in terms of pure dread of the transformations. They just kind of happen, you know, they're just, he's walking through shadows and then we see him and he's a little bit more hairy, and then there's a shadow and we see him and he's a little bit more hairy. Just did not really care for it that much. I give it about a 5.5 out of 10.